Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Pathfinder Kingmaker, with me, Boldish McGammar. What's that, you were expecting some Prometheus lore? Well, not today. The game told me it's time to do the Varnhold DLC. And so, that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's fire it up. While celebrating your victory at Jamandi Eldori's mansion, you met another hero of the Stolen Lands, the mercenary captain Maegar Varn. While you build your barony in the Shrike Hills and the Nar Marshes, Varn and his people established their own nation of Varnhold on the plains of Dunesward. What challenges do they face? Play this story, and the main campaign will reflect the consequences of the choices you make. We now know who these people are after meeting them all in the main game. I do like this art very much. But let's move on. I'm still going to play on normal, so that way I'm allowed to make suboptimal builds and they'll be fine. And I'll still have fun. We could go with a pre-generated character once again. No thank you. Let's make our own. We'll import data from Prometheus, and Prometheus will appear in that room. And now once again we get to choose a thumbnail that we get to choose for our character, our little portrait. But I have a couple of custom portrait models imported in from Hero Forge. So, our main character this time will be her. Again, if you want to import your own features on your own portraits, you click this little button down here. Or if you're on console, you somehow navigate down to it. I'm not really sure how you get there with controller. You just go in there, put in the PNG files of the appropriate size and the appropriate name and the appropriate location. There you go, easy. So, our main character is going to be a bit of an older lady this time. She's going to be body type 2, a little bit thicker, a little bit wider. She's darker skinned than that. And her face is a little bit more... Yeah, that looks about right. That looks about right. And her hair is a little bit more... Yeah, she's kind of got this thing going on. With that color. Yeah, that looks good. I'm going to be making her a magus that is a sword saint. That way she can be very good with one particular weapon. We'll determine that in a moment. This campaign does not go as high as the other one. Not nearly. So we're going to be having some dump stats because I'm not going to worry too much about ability damage. Right, we need some charisma. We are still a leader of sorts. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Can't carry anything. Don't have to. Enough to carry our weapon, and that's it. We need to be good at persuasion. That's fine. We still need to be good at knowledges because we're smart. In fact, we're so smart we get to have so many extra ability score points. Let's put this into mobility. We might be good at other things later. Not right now. So, I'm going to have her put her things as so. First, we're going to choose our weapon. And our weapon is going to be a falcata. A unique, one-handed sword. Nice and exotic. But we have no strength, so we need weapon finesse. And because we now have this chosen here and this chosen here, Slashing Grace is now available, which is amazing. Being a Sword Saint lets us get not only proficiency with that exotic weapon, but also weapon focus immediately, which is really, really good. Being a human with all that means you get a really big start right away. Now we get spells. We get so many spells. I'm not even going to be able to cast all these spells. There's just no way. There's no way. So we're just going to pick everything that looks vaguely useful. And other spells I'll pick in the future will just be there for the sake of picking them. She's going to be lawful good. She's going to be very brave.
I stand ready.
And her name is going to be Susana. If you were expecting Pandora, I'm sorry. That's just not her name. She was born on the 3rd of Harassed.
Strike with all your might.
That's her. But wait, there's more! Characters for this DLC start at level, what, 5? I'm pretty sure they start at 5. So, now we're going to get a level of Scaled Fist Monk. But Bolt! Single classing! I know. I want her to use a sword. If it wasn't for me really wanting her to use a sword, she would probably just be a Scaled Fist Monk exclusively. That way I could represent classes that are not in the primary game. However, I want her to use that sword. I want her to use that sword really, really badly. And because I get a monk level here, I get additional class skills, and I get additional points that I can spend in various places. So we'll spend our points like so. For our special monk feat, we can get out and take Crane Style, which will allow me to fight defensively and not die. I like that very much. Now we go back to Magus. But Bolt, you're min-maxing... No, think of her this way. She's an anime sword fighter. Okay? She doesn't need armor. She's going to be what they refer to in Pathfinder as a pajama tank. She's going to defend herself with her spells and her intelligence, and also a little bit of charm. So, for the feat at this level, I think I will just take Dodge. No, I could take Dazzling Display now. That will help me later. I'll take Dazzling Display now. Dodge would help me now. Dazzling Display will help me later. Both are good. Maybe I'll get both. We'll see. At this point, I'm just picking spells for the sake of picking spells. More Magus. Oh boy, another skill point. Oh boy, yet more skill points. Sure is great being an intelligence arcane caster. What am I got? Three points in? Now I'm really good at stealth. I got the 3 points of mobility that I need to be good at fighting defensively. Now I'm also good at stealth. We're going to take Arcane Accuracy so we can spend our pool to be able to maybe not miss. I hate missing. But Bolt, if you hate missing, why do you use fighting defensively? It lowers your accuracy. Because I also like not being hit. Ultimately, I am going to get hit, I am going to miss, and I'm probably going to die. But it'll be okay. We'll make it work. Another Magus level. More skill points. It's our favorite thing. Options. She is not very perceptive, but that's okay. That doesn't have to be our job. You know what? I kind of want 1 skill point in perception at least. Yeah, this is fine. That way maybe we can notice some things, perhaps, a little bit. Okay, now that I'm level 5, I think I can now qualify for Outflank? Yeah! Yeah! Okay, perfect. Perfect, just in time. Outflank will help us maybe not miss. Oh boy, 2nd level spells! We're going to take Blur and Mirror Image. But Bolt, you're a Magus. Don't you want a touch spell? Honestly, I'd rather not die. I'll take these things first. Oh hey, looks like we're done. We're level 5. How about that? Varnhold's Lot. There are some stories that resemble the last fleeting beam of sunlight as the sun sets in the fog. It gleams and disappears, leaving perhaps a bright trace in someone's memory. One such story is of a town called Varnhold, and I, an author still unknown to you, shall convey it in every truthful and exciting detail. Wonderful! Who do we have writing our book? Oh wait, I have to be quiet. Oh wait, you can tell who we are. We're the main character. We're shiny.
Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon, Captain Maegar Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword, and finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Staglord's bandits. Step forward.
Hey, we know that guy. We're not him now.
On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Hip hip hooray! To long years of new victories. These are the kinds of heroes we've needed.
Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Rostov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Elder conquers the stolen lands.
Thank you, Lady Aldori, distinguished guests. It is a great honor for me. It is with the greatest joy that I announce the founding of my barony in Dunsward. It shall be called Varnhold. But I must say that this happy event is not mine to claim alone. The stolen lands would never have yielded to me if it weren't for the valor of my friends and companions. Now I would like to introduce my right hand, a hero without whose help I wouldn't be standing here now. Please, step forward.
I am not the main character, but I'm glowing like one. This is probably because in the main campaign I had that magic lantern on Prometheus, and that glow just showed through to here. If I look at my equipment, I'll see that I'm not using lantern. Let's put that on right now. And now I have a lantern. I have a non-masterwork falcata, but at least I start with a falcata, so I'm not completely out of luck. We start with a nice bag of holding, a couple of torches, a rapier and a short bow, and a couple of extra scrolls in case I need it. We also have access to our other party members, Cephal Laurentus and Maegar Varn. If Varn uses this melee weapon, he's going to die. Let's give him a bow. Varn is a rogue. He specializes in using melee weapons, but he is also a rogue. He is going to die if he enters melee. I do not want the leader of the barony dying, so let's give him that bow so he doesn't die. Cephal is in a similar boat. Why are you using a stick? If you use this, you're going to walk up into melee and die. Unfortunately, I don't have anything I can give you to help you not die. I guess my best option would be to simply have him auto-cast Acid Splash or something. So he is a wizard, he is lawful evil, and Maegar is chaotic good. Ah, that will go excellently. I look forward to seeing how our trifecta works out. Let's talk with other guests of the party. First and foremost, though, let's make the chat log a little bit bigger so I can read things. And we go to the options to disable a very particular option. We're going to go to difficulty, and we're going to change it so that only active companions receive experience. This is important for this game. Today we raise our cups to Varnhold. I only look forward to the day there is once more to celebrate in independent Rostland. The dialogue box is moving up because Cephal and Maegar are having a conversation somewhere. Ah, down here in the corner. We'll deal with that later. We can hear them all the way from over here. Everybody can hear them. It was high time that Varn and his people were rewarded for their many feats. I'll be glad the moment has finally come. So you are the famous Susana. I'm pleased to finally meet you in person. Varn has told me much of your deeds. The Varnling host fought for the interest many times, but we haven't had a chance to meet in person yet. It's a pleasure doing business with the Varnling host. You offer honest swords for honest gold. You do charge a fair amount, but this means I won't have to worry about someone else buying you out from under me. Alas, not many mercenary teams can boast your reputation. What do you hold for the future of Varnhold? I only wish I knew. We live in a wild times of great change. The rise of new states and disputed lands will be a shock to the entire region. Of course I have my own thoughts and plans, as everyone does, but there's only one thing I'm sure of. There will be no risk of a boring future. Allow me to return the question. What do you think awaits for your young barony? We have many options. Reading through them... work. Much difficult and dangerous work awaits us, if we are to survive. You seem to have both your feet on the ground. It's good to see that Varn has such people around him. He'll never lacked courage, but practicalities have never been his strong suit. Oh, how we know. I must go. I wish you luck. Now, who else is of note in this dining hall? Looks like 3 people over here. Is there anybody over on this side? One named person who's not marked. I wonder why. Ruthless upstarts. I see. Over here we have Lander. Varnhold it is then. I'll be curious to see what you managed to build there. I might even pay you a visit sometime.
It is done.
Building houses, settling huts, and turning wastelands into bountiful fields. These are pious acts. May Rostel aid you. Like she hasn't heard enough of Rostel. Who are you? My friends went ahead. Let's see here. But I stayed to chat with the heroes of Varnling host. Who would have imagined that you've accomplished so many feats? I hope someone makes a song about you too. That would be nice. And we talk to Keston. Well, Tatusha has come, and how do we... maybe I've had one too many. Fair enough. There's only 2 people we have left to talk to. The mercenaries, the barons. Well, there are some noble families with even humbler beginnings.
No stopping now.
Natala Sertova gives you a cool but mildly curious look, as if you were a peculiar animal at zoo. Susana, right hand of Maegar Varn, hero of legendary Varnling host. They say your courage is only matched by your ingenuity. Is this true? And every word of it, the honest truth. The Varnling host is the best swords for sale this side of the inner sea, and I'm the first among them. Bold words, but you've proven you are capable of putting them to action. Your commander is certainly courageous, but doesn't think clearly about certain matters. He's bluntly refused to take envoys with him, as if he thinks his young barony can survive without allies. Do you think there are any reasonable people in this new baron circle who understand how important diplomacy is for state? I suppose such people could be found, but it depends on the sort of diplomacy you have in mind. A wise commander surrounds himself with people whose strength compensate for his own weaknesses. It's a pleasure to see at least some of Varn's people can boast the foresight that he so sorely lacks. But in any case, for now, this is just empty rhetoric. Your young state must first prove that it is worthy of diplomacy. I suspect we shall revisit this conversation in a year or 2, if by then the name of Varnhold can still be found on the maps. What do you think of today's reception? I suppose Lady Eldori and Laird Mayor Solomnus are very happy with this affair they've managed to plot behind my back, along with their new toy baronies. Honestly, I should remind them who rules Ravoy and call an immediate end to this entire farce. Do you know why I haven't? Because it would have been terribly obvious and crude response to Bravoy's maneuverings. On the battlefield, you wouldn't seek to do the very thing that your adversary expects and has been preparing for, would you? But I assure you, sooner or later we will make our move. Just not today. What are your thoughts on the future of Varnhold? You are addressing the ruler of Bravoy. I don't guess anyone's future, I determine it. As for Varnhold, truth be told, I'm still thinking about what to do with you. But we'll see how you deal with your lands you've received. I have to go. Have a safe journey. I wish your barony happiness and prosperity. Not nice people,
Onwards.
but very smart. Maegar, have you even heard yourself? What utter rubbish! No, you need to listen to me! As the guests linger and entertain themselves, one hero of the occasion stands aside. Maegar Varn, the leader of Varnling host, your direct commander, and henceforth the undisputed Baron of Varnhold. He's busying himself with one of his favorite pastimes. He's trying very hard not to yell, but he's ferociously arguing with the party's co-founder, a wizard named Sephiroth Laurentus, Varn's oldest companion and his most uncompromising opponent.
But, Varn, my dear friend, would you please be so kind as to explain what devil take you've been doing? I've financed this venture with my own personal funds, Not to mention all the effort and time I've invested. And pray tell, what was it all for? For you to assemble the fruits of our labors and pitch the whole lot down the privy?
Fruits? I've been busy guarding these fruits from Brevoy's incessant fruit moths. But I'm a baron now. We finally have our own land. For the first time in our lives, we're independent. No one can tell us what to do, and you want to destroy everything we've achieved by inviting spies into our house? Of course! Why not? Please, do come in, eavesdrop, sniff around, take whatever you please. Cephal is generous. He said make yourself at home.
Oh, Asmodeus, please give me the patience to withstand this nonsense, or take my soul already. Varn, what are you saying? What is this independence you speak of? We depend on Restov for literally everything. From the inflow of settlers to the food to feed them. I like Jumondi no more than you do, but it will take us years to free ourselves from her influence. Right now we must bow to our patron, brag about a title we received from her very hands.
Listening to you is disgusting. Did we claw away our own piece of land, only to keep toiling away for all those... Ah, friend! You're right on time. Come, be our arbiter.
What are you arguing over about?
At issue is the fact that Jumondi Aldori has generously offered to Maegar the use of her envoy. And who is Jumondi Aldori? The very same one who created our barony, and who could make it disappear with a flick of her finger. An insignificant figure in the grand scheme of things, no doubt. But good Varn refused her. And to top it all off, he rather suggestively hinted that he considers every single one of Brevoy's diplomats to be spies.
What else should I consider them? Cephal, have you grown foggy in your old age? I can hardly recognize you. You've always been a hardliner. You've always put the interests of our ventures above everything else. And now you want us to roll over on our backs for the Aldori, wiggle our tails, and wait to be petted. We're an independent state now, and we shall have it known to all that we won't be ordered about.
Maegar, of course they're spies. You refused the spy in plain sight. Congratulations, well done. Now the Sword Lords will send other spies, ones we won't even be able to see. Restov has invested a great deal in our barony. He is ready to invest yet more. So why bite the hand that feeds us before the feeding is over? We could at least pretend to be humble, so long as we're still getting something for it.
Well, for one thing, that's low. By accepting Restov's handouts, we're taking on certain obligations. I know you don't care a fig for morality, but think of our reputation. Who will want to deal with us if we steal from our employers and stab them in the back?
Why do you keep saying us and our? Do I need to remind you that you're a baron now? That is the difference between you and me. You were born of a noble family, and yet even now, after receiving lands and power, you continue to think like the leader of a band of thugs. But my parents plowed the soil, and I learned to read by moonlight. But even as a snot-nosed child, I tried to think like a ruler, a king without a kingdom. After decades, my plans and schemes are finally bearing fruit. I shall not allow you to destroy everything we have created with your stupid pride.
As though the conversation once again loops back to fruit. Now we get a choice of whose side of the argument we take, or we could just remain neutral. Susana, of course, obeys Varn. Maegar is right. We must claim our rights at once, or we'll never climb out from under Restov's boot.
I will tell you one thing. If you engaged battle as clumsily as you're playing politics, all of us would be long dead by now. Caution, restraint, tactical finesse. When you're on the battlefield, you seem to remember what these things are. How is it that you've forgotten all of it now?
With all due respect, Cephal, I'm still the military leader here. You've called me hot-tempered and reckless many times before, pleading that I'll get all of us killed. But look around. We're still alive. Don't be a coward now. I know what I'm doing.
That is true. You have saved us more than once. But Apparently in order to valiantly ruin not just a party of mercenaries, but an entire barony. All right, enough arguing. What is done cannot be undone. You spoiled my game quite a bit, Maegar, and I will not forget it in a hurry. We shall try to play with the hand we were dealt. Celebrations are over. It's time for everyday life. I suggest we exchange bows with the respected hosts and set off to Varnhold. We have much work to do.
Let's go. Varnhold awaits. The loading screen tooltips are going to be different for this chapter, because we do not have the people that we've had before.
If we had a Brevin envoy with us, they'd be spying out the road to Varnhold for Jamandi.
As if Jamandi best not learn where we live. If there were an envoy with us, I would already be feeding them misinformation.
Also note how we do not control the horse. That's right, we are not the main character. We do not control where we go. We are the first companion, and that's great. Are they coming? They are. They're coming. We are here. Look how unique we are in comparison to everybody else in the crowd. Hail, fighters! Hail, your grace! Varnling host, my eagles! I promised for many years I would lead you to victory, and now I have. Hurrah! Our mercenary party no more. You are my personal guard, the best of the best. We will never fight for others' gold again. From now on, we will fight for what's ours. Hip hip hooray! Glory to Baron Varn! The soldiers fall out, and only Carity Eisbach remains, looking as gloomy as ever despite the universal jubilation. The Sullen Dwarf is quartermaster and chaplain of the Varling host, famous for her skill in dampening the commander's enthusiasm. Welcome back, Your Grace. Did you have fun in the celebration? Have enough to eat? Good, then let's get back to work before you squander the whole barony. You should have come with us. You would have liked it. I hate Restov. Besides, while you were at the ball, another bandit gang slithered into town. And who would have taken care of it if I weren't here, huh? Anyhow, the festivities are over. You're a baron now. Get to baroning. If you say so. To baroning. Here's my first order. I shall appoint you, Carity, as treasurer. You, Cephal, as my regent. And you, Susana, as my general. Any questions? No? Then get to work. For a few moments, Maegar watches Cephal and Carity go away, then looks at you. There's a mischievous twinkle in his eyes. Hard to believe, isn't it? After so many years of life on the road, nights in the barracks and tents, I'm now a baron, with my own humble baronial residence. We get a handful of options here. Two of them are mildly flirty. The other two are absolutely not. Susana has a thing for Varn. She probably would not have been in the service for so long if she did not. So yes, it's wonderful finally getting a place to call home. All one can wish for now is to have a family to go with it. Maegar looks down and smiles faintly for a moment. Yes, because who needs an empty house where your only companion is an echo? Well, our best days are still ahead. He becomes silent and grows pensive. Well, General, here's your first order. Talk to Carity and pick 3 of our lads as your brothers in arms. I can't spare you more than 3 for now. Someone to guard the capital. Someone has to guard the capital, even. Take the best, who will follow you to hell and back. When you gather them together, come find me at the fort. There's something I need you to do. We were given a handful of money! 25,000 gold! That's not bad. Not bad at all. We are now given free reign, and we're now promptly going to ignore that, as we try to look around town to find anything of interest. Here's someone with a unique name here. An old man in threadbare robe squints at you, fiddling with his matted beard. What do you think, soldier? Oh, I'm sorry, General, of course. As it well be. Spells, magic, secrets. Old Ignis can do anything. Knows everything. I even have wands and potions. I can sell you a fortune. It won't cost you much. You detect the sour stench of ale, or stale alcohol even, on the old man's mumbles. Who are you? With a visible effort, the old man focuses his eyes on you. Me? Ignis is sorcerer. I worked for years in rain and snow, never a beer and never any dough. And one day I got myself wasted, and suddenly a gift of magic I tasted. Now I wander with fortunes to tell and spells to sell. Good rhymes. Good rhymes. That deserves a fortune. Give 5 gold. The old man hides the money away and takes out a handful of bizarre dice, with different numbers of sides and squiggly marks instead of numbers. He shakes his dice in his wrinkled, trembling hand and casts them and studies the results for a long time, moving his lips in silence and quietly counting on his fingers. Beware, General! Death walks close behind you. Be vigilant and do not turn your back upon the dead. If you hope to evade it, you must throw it off your trail. Make yourself a charm of horse's mane and lizard's tail, and wear it around your neck at all times. But if instead you wish to beat it on the battlefield and defeat in a fair fight, then wrap a dog skin around your handle with your sword. Wow. You got that from some dice? You know what? I'm playing Pathfinder. Okay, maybe I shouldn't talk. Show me your wares. Yeah, look, everything is real. Plenty of magic, but no tricks. Sell some +2 equipment, some meta magic rods, a bunch of useful potions. A bunch of useful potions. We probably won't need them. The issue is that we're starting at level 5 and we have no equipment at all. We have just the pile of money. So, I'm not going to buy any of these scrolls, even though we could use them to add them to our spellbook. This could be really, really useful. But we're not going to make use of this right now.
March on.
I wonder if we'll find cool, unique loot on the ground like we did when we visited here with Prometheus in the main game. New place, new life.
No stopping now.
It looks like it's a completely different map with completely different loot. Well, that's unfortunate. So that means we're not going to find a necklace or a scythe. But that's okay.
It is done.
Not everybody needs a magical necklace and scythe. Here's Carity. We'll talk to them later. Loot stuff from that. Peasants and guards everywhere. Can't even loot any of the crops. Ah, well.
Follow me.
We'll check one more thing, because I'm pretty sure that scythe was over here in the main game. Yeah, it's not here. But there is this.
No
Basic
stopping
stuff.
now.
I'll take it, because we don't have very much else. Alright, so let's go inside the tavern.
Onwards.
What is the name of the tavern again? We don't know. Anybody named here? Ah, just the bartenders. Okay, so, get the free stuff. The tavern owner, Smelled, a freckled halfling, waves at you gladly. Oh, I heard that you're the general now. Congratulations! This calls for a celebration. Don't you want a drink? Or just water while you're on duty? Her wife, Karita, stops swiping at cups and gives you a wry look. If I had to serve as general of Varnhold, I'd have to start a day with a glass of gin. But you do that anyway. Who said a tavern owner's life is any easier than a general's? Fair enough. How'd you end up in Varnhold? We used to have a tavern in Galt. And then one day we didn't. They confiscated it for the needs of the revolution. But I suppose we should be grateful they let us go alive. They might have finished us off as oppressors and exploiters. Luckily, they were too busy enacting revolutionary justice in our wine cellar, and we managed to sneak away. The scumbags took everything we had, except our common sense. Well, we broke our backs for a few years and scrounged up enough money to open up a new venue. We heard about this new barony and the baron and this new town, so we came here. Been quite a gold mine. The town's growing, and there are more and more people, and all of them need to eat and drink. If Desna wills it, we'll be rich. Good for you. Good luck with living here and serving our people. Thanks. What's on the menu? Here, take your pick. So, they sell lots and lots of ingredients. Very useful camping supplies and rations. Let's buy... It doesn't look like we have any. Let's buy 12. Let's see what else they have. Potions of Arsene. A recipe for chocolate ice cream. Grilled silver eel. And taffy. So of these recipes, we need butter, milk, chocolate, herbs, silver eel, honey, and sweet syrup. I like cooking sometimes. So, you know what? I'm going to buy the things I need to be able to make this chocolate ice cream. So we're going to need 3 butter, 2 milk, and 5 chocolate. They have 5 chocolate. We need 2 milk and 3 butter. If I want to cook the other things, I could buy them too. But I'm pretty sure I want to make this chocolate ice cream. Pretty sure I want to make the ice cream. How many butter? 3. Glorious. Glorious. I'm glad that I went in here. Alright, now we have to remember to use the recipes. Now I have your cooking power. Alright, so that's downstairs. Let's look up. It's pretty nice up here, actually. So they only have 2 rooms. This room is completely unoccupied. This bed has a canopy, but it's shoved into a corner. Well, the corner's perfectly fitted for it, so I guess that's fine. What's in the box? More rations! So I have 3 days worth of rations. I think that'll be enough. Alright, I don't see anything else we can do. So let's talk to, oh, these people. I cannot talk to Hatara, Gekor, or Bruiser, or their elk.
It is done.
That's a shame. Kerry Eisbach, formerly quartermaster and chaplain of Varnhold Host, now treasurer of Varnhold, greets you with a curt nod. Over all the years that you've spent in the party with this no-nonsense dwarf, she's only smiled 3 or 4 times. And never when she was sober. So, you finished celebrating? Had your fun? Let's get to business. My gut tells me they aren't going to let us live peacefully in this land. We're lucky to have a resourceful person like you as on our side. Of course you are. Without me, you'd all be paupers. But why are you sucking up to me? You after a beer in my stock? I'm not pouring any today. Go and get your hopes up. Ah, you're as cheerful as always. What's there to be cheery about? Of course, a bearing is a profitable venture, but do you have any idea what it's like to be a treasurer? The quartermaster's job was a thorn in my butt, but this one's more like a wyvern's claw. Or a whole wyvern. Fair enough. You just want to be able to relax. Alright, I need the help of a priest. Why does the Father of Creation still tinker with us fools? Mark my words, someday his patience will end and then all will be finished. Fine, you can buy any scroll you need from me. I'll read it. Just imagine I'm going to come right after you outside the city. When you go off on a march, you best take a cleric with you. I'll consider your advice. I want to take someone from the team on a raid. I'll recommend Gekor with Bruiser and Tahara. It's a waste when such a strong priest and fighter, who can tear enemies to pieces with their bare hands, is stuck patrolling the streets. And Tahara, that insolent mug, I'm afraid to keep her cooped up in Varnhold. Or she starts thinking too fondly of the good old times when she was a pirate. Fine, I'll take these 3. That's a deal. So now we have additional party members, which completes a quest. Now then. Tahara is a tiefling, neutral good, freebooter. As a freebooter, she is a ranger that can use move actions to be able to do things to assist other party members, like marking a target as if it were a favorite enemy of sorts. But she's dual-wielding with daggers. She's a ranger. Why is she specializing in daggers? I don't think I want to bring her. Here we have Bruiser. They're a skilled fist monk. They use charisma instead of wisdom. They're pretty strong, very dexy. They're small. And they are a halfling, I believe. Yep, here it is, says right there. But the fact that they are a small monk, like, that's a little bit hilarious, but, as far as frontline fighters go, I don't want to just use a monk. We're going to take your stuff. And over here we have Gekor. Gekor is a half-elf herald caller, which is a type of cleric. That does not, however, tell us the most important things about cleric. You are a cleric of Erastil, with the animal domain. So that means you have an animal companion, which is Ilk. Okay, that explains the Ilk. However, you are a cleric with an animal companion. Unfortunately, while you are pretty good, like you are the best of the three, I will not be using you. Because if I'm going to use custom companions, I might as well use all custom companions. I will, however, take all their stuff. So now, I'm going to make a quick save, because making custom companions can be hard, and I can mess up. I need some... No. I want to take someone from this team on a raid. Right. Our people are no good sitting in a fortress getting fat. So now we're taken back to this screen again. Did you wonder why I perhaps had more icons than I needed? Let's use some of these icons. So first and foremost, let's use this armored looking one. I made another version of it when I was going to use a bow, but then I changed my mind. Let's just have a generic one that has the empty weapon slots open. So they're going to be a human, male, very thick. They're going to be built like a brick. They're going to look like a brick. They have no beard, as you can tell by it's not peeking out underneath that thing there. Their hairstyle doesn't really matter to me because it's going to be hidden by a helmet eventually. They are right-handed. And they are going to be a slayer. Specifically, a spawn slayer. Slayers are like a fun mix of fighter and rogue. I do not need any mental stats. I'll have a little bit of intelligence for no particular reason, but we mostly just want these stats. Yes. Yes. Look at that. Now, what are they going to be good at? Why, those three things and this. This is their job. This is what they do. They are going to have for their feats... Okay, I don't want to mess this up. Okay, so we need 2-weapon fighting. We need 2-weapon fighting. And for the other feat, we're going to take... I could take Shield Bash. I'm not going to take Shield Bash yet. I'm not going to take Shield Bash yet. I think I need... not Armor Focus. Not Double Slice. Like, that's good, but I don't want that yet. I don't want that yet. I don't want Tower Shield Proficiency, because you can't bash with a Tower Shield. That's going to be a kind of build I'm going for here. However, I'm having a difficult time remembering what it is I'm supposed to try and take here. Was it armor? No, it might just be dodge. It might just be dodge. Dodge will help us stay alive. Yeah, we'll go with that. No, I'm going to double check my notes. I wrote down those things so I wouldn't forget it. So, let's see. This character... Yep, dodge. Okay, I'm doing it right. You can tell when I tab because the music stops. This character's name is going to be Brick, which was hidden by the alignment chart briefly. And he is going to be Chaotic Neutral. And he is going to sound...
I lead, you follow.
Very angry.
Spell's not working like that.
And that's fine. Because they are using the same experience as our main character, they get many levels. We're going to keep them exclusively as Slayer for a while. Now then, let's see here. For this level, I need to take something very particularly. We're going to take a combat style. Normally only Rangers can get combat styles, but Slayers can take combat styles as well. So, now I'm a combination Fighter, Rogue, and Ranger. Slayer's a fun class, trust me. So we're going to take the weapon and shield fighting style, and we'll take Shield Bash here. Now I'm a dual-wielding Slayer. Okay. We continue to raise all the skills we're good at. For this level, I want to take Accomplished Sneak Attacker. Slayers get sneak attack protection, but they don't get their sneak attack at level 1. They get it at level 3. So if I want to be able to be really good at sneak attack, I need to take this now so it catches back up to where it would be if I were a rogue. Now, I take this again. More strength. Look how strong he is. I'm proud of Brick. This level, I'm going to take Trap Finding. This way, Trickery becomes a class skill, and I get the rogue's ability to find traps. I need this because this is the person in my party who's going to be taking care of traps. I need someone to do this. It's going to be Brick. So the person who is up front is also the person taking care of the traps. I love it. For this level, yeah, you can see that Trickery is now kicked in. Okay, for the feat at this level, we're going to take Outflank. This way, we offset our dual-wielding penalties when we are flanking. And look, there's someone else in the party who has it, so it's great. We also now have Study Spawn Large. So if we fight anything that's large, we get a bonus. That's right, this works on anything, not just the spawn of Rovagug. I like this archetype. Now then, we need more than just Brick. We're going to talk to Carity, and we're going to recruit someone else. Next up, we're going to get her. She is also a human. She is a she. She has the normal body type as opposed to our character's thicker one or the slimmer one. She's going to have... Honestly, none of these faces really fit her. Maybe this one? No. No. Honestly, I can't tell the details on a lot of these very well. Gonna have darker skin. Darker hair. And, of course, we can't get an exact match to this hairstyle, which is unfortunate. The closest I'm probably going to get is this ponytail. Unfortunate, but you make do with what you can. She is... If you look at that art of her, she looks like she's ready to throw a punch at someone. And she is. But not in the way you think. She is a druid. Who is a defender of the true world. And she has an animal companion, not a domain. And our animal companion is going to be, not a Smilodon, a leopard. We are going to have her be incredibly wise. And this is why she gets mad at everything. She's going to have a little bit of strength, a fair amount of dexterity, but she's not going to have any charisma. And I'm very tempted to lose a couple of points of intelligence in order to get more points of constitution. In fact, yeah, I do think I am going to do that. This seems wise to me. She's going to be incredibly good at lore nature, incredibly good at perception, but what else do I have her do? I guess mobility, because we need to be able to fight defensively. Now we get two feats. I'm going to take Spell Focus, Transmutation, as well as Spell Specialization. This will help the buffs that she casts last a little bit longer. I want one buff in particular to last a very long time, but it won't be available to us until level 3. So for now I'll put it on Magic Fang. She is neutral. She gets angry really easily anytime somebody tries to sway her opinion. And her name is Zalga. She is also mad.
I lead, you follow. Out of my way!
That's Zalga. But wait, there's more. We're going to continue to level Druid. And Druid gets a weird thing with their skill points. We're going to get an odd number of skill points at the levels. Maybe that's because she has lower int. That's probably what it is. So, what do I do with this extra point? I'm not really sure. She's not going to get any other class skills. We already have somebody who's incredibly good at athletics. Like, her wisdom could be put to good use with the lore of religion. It's not a class skill, but, like, I feel like that would be the best place for this errant point. Spell specialization will now still be on Magic Fang. More Druid levels. Okay, more of this. More of this, please. Thank you. We get our third point of ability, and then we stop taking it. Now, at this level, she's going to take Weapon Focus Claw. I don't think that she should be able to take Weapon Focus Claw at this level, but she's going to anyway. The reason we shouldn't be able to take it is because we don't have Wild Shape yet. But now we can take Spell Specialization Barkskin. And now I don't have to worry about natural armor on AC. It's really good. It's really good, I swear. We couldn't have taken Weapon Focus at level 1 because we didn't have one base attack bonus. Let's see. I could continue to pump up Wisdom. Wisdom is very good. But I feel like if she's going to be mixed, I should probably get an additional point in Dexterity at this point. Yeah, I'll get the point in Dexterity. This feels like a mistake. I'll be fine. Even if it is a mistake, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. So now we can use Spell Specialization still a Barkskin. And we're still a Druid. No, not the mobility. What am I doing? Get that out of here. Okay, now we get our level 5 feet. So at this level, we could... No, we cannot take Outflank because we only have 3 base attack bonus. We cannot take Outflank. So what we do have for an option at this level is something that's unique for Druid, which I think is called Natural Spell. We can now cast spells while we are shapeshifted. Amazing ability for a Druid. Almost mandatory. So that's 2 party members made. Let's take a third. And we're going to use the final portrait that I've made. This lady is an ASMR. She's left-handed. She is a she. And she is very thin. She has a little bit of a more angular face. Her hairstyle is... Honestly, I think hairstyle 1 is probably the longest we're going to get. She has very long hair. And it's blue now. And she's pale as a ghost. She is a paladin. Because I have not used a paladin in the main game. More specifically, she is a hospitaler, which means that she is incredibly good at healing. While our druid is capable of using divine spells, our hospitaler will be taking care of the healing. She is an Azoted-blooded Muse-touched ASMR, which gets really good stats. And now, she is not very smart. Not at all. She's not wise either. But she has charisma. And loads of dexterity. With these other points, I think that she should have a little bit of these. Actually, Yeah, let's give her 2 skill points. 1 skill point just seems a little bit mean. Just a little bit mean. Okay, so looking at these, we can actually tell who has what stats. So over here we have Brick and Tahara, like having good amounts of this. Tahara is probably a little bit better right now because she has a different feature. That's fine. For mobility, we continue to have. I thought Brick would be the highest, but he's not. That's fine. We're still going to say that Brick is going to be the highest. Over here on trickery, Varn is the best, but Brick is a good close second. Over here, stealth, Susana is our second best. Varn is the best. It's good to have 2 people who are good at it. Arcana, Cephal is the best, and Susana is a close second. For world, we have that. Nature, we have Zaga being the unparalleled best. Religion, Gekor is the best, but you know what, where's Zaga on it? Zaga is really close, and Cephal is too. She could supplement them, but she does not have very good, does not have good wisdom. So she'll never be the best at it. Oh well. 2 tries. 2 tries on it. That's what she does. Religion and perception. She is not the best at it. I wanted to make sure that we had the skills covered by everybody before I chose what her skills were. Now then, she is an archer. And she worships Erastil. She's about building the community and making sure the community stays healthy. Her name is Azali. And she is...
This doesn't suit me. Let us be careful.
reserved.
I failed.
Shame we don't get to pick birthdays for everybody, but as you are. Let's continue to level up Hospitaller. These levels will go by pretty quickly because we don't get to choose what our options are. They're just given to us, because Paladins don't get to choose domains or anything like that. But we do get to choose what our mercy is. When we use Lay on Hands, we'll get to cure a condition for free. And I don't like being fatigued. So let's cure fatigue. Continue to level up Paladin. We get our first point. How about Dex? That works. Hey look, we finally have spells. Not very many. But we take care of it. And now we have, okay, so we have point blank shot, we have precise shot. Those are very important. What am I missing? It's not recommending the one that I want. I think we need rapid shot. Yeah, that's what we take at this level. Because we're not human, we're gaining the feats a little bit slow. But that's okay. We'll be fine. As long as we focus all of our feats on archery, she will be good at archery. She's a paladin. She has full base attack bonus. But Bolt, if you're going to make a paladin archer, why don't you use the archetype? Well, the problem with that is that she is the only archer. The paladin archetype is good if you have other archers in the party who don't take archery feats. What a weird concept. So we have our party members. But we need to buy stuff for them. I need some equipment. Show me what we have. Take your pick. Just don't imagine that a general gets whatever she wants for free. Order is order. Aha. So, I'm going to sort things alphabetically. Because otherwise I will never be able to find some of the things. We need another ranged weapon. We need... Actually, no. We need a dart. Trust me, we need a dart. We need a falcata. We need... I'm not seeing the weapon I need. Honestly, that might be all we need here. But we do need armor. We do need some armor. We'll take, where's the heavy shield? Yeah, give me this heavy shield. And give me this full plate +1. As for these other equipment, We do need some stat boosting items. They would be incredibly handy right now. I think a charisma boosting item would be not misspent. I think a wisdom boosting item would be not misspent. We're very quickly running out of money. It'll be fine. We have one belt of giant strength. A second belt would not be remiss. Very quickly running out of money. Let's just buy that. Okay. So, druids don't have access to slings in this game. Slings were not implemented. Sling staves are implemented, but not slings. Normally, I would give a druid a sling as a ranged weapon. However, this game only has darts. This will keep Zaga out of melee until she enters a form. This is the only way I know to keep a druid from just running into melee, because I don't get Acid Splash or something as a cantrip. So, this is what we're doing. I need my +1 Falcata. Varn, you're going to get rid of one of your short swords. You can have the other short sword. I'm getting rid of one of them. We're putting the other one on Brick. Brick needs a short sword and a shield. Right now he's wearing a chain shirt. We'll fix that up with this breastplate. Let's see. Actually, yeah. Okay, that matches his maximum dexterity. No wasted armor. This is fine. His armor is 23. That is acceptable. You can wear the full plate, but you have a +5 to your dexterity. You have a +6 to your dexterity. Why did I buy the full plate? Would that still be better? We'd only be getting one of the dexterity from this. Well, it'd be better than the scale mill, that's for sure. What would allow you to have 5 extra dexterity? This would give you a grand total of 8 AC. That gives you 21 AC. Your touch AC is a lot lower. You're not worried about that. What you want to do is you want to use a longbow. Well, you want to try and use a composite longbow if you can, but we don't have one of those. We'll get one day. For now, just use the masterwork bow. That will be fine. That will be fine. We'll give you the charisma boosting item. And go back over here. You need this. You will get this. You will get this. You are going to be our primary frontliner. You will get this. That's good. I'm not a wisdom caster. You are the wisdom caster. You get that. I am here. You will get this. You will get this. And you will take this off. You do not need that. We have an extra stud leather +1 though. You might as well wear that. Is everybody armored? Except for the people who don't need armor? Good. Now as for you... Did I get a crossbow? No. Alright, that's fine. You can use a stick if you ever need to enter melee. You probably will, but we'll keep that there just in case. You need to have a very yeah, here we go. This wand of mage armor was on Bruiser. Now Cephal has it. We're going to be making liberal use of this. It has 50 charges for now. I think we're kitted out well enough. Oh, right. The identifying glasses. These are pretty good. Extra +10 knowledge arcana to identify things. We'll give that to Cephal for now. Alright. I think we're pretty well kitted. The reason I'm going to be using these characters instead of the other characters is primarily because the other characters don't add anything to the story. They never say anything. They have their own art and stuff. It's the same art that you would get from your character creation thing. But then again, like, everybody gets added there. I know this party is not exactly optimal. My primary arcane caster is a magus. So it's going to be very difficult for me to get some of my favorite buffs. I'm going to have to use some magic device on that. My frontlighter is going to be a dual-wielding slayer. I'm going to have an archer in the form of a paladin, who is our healer. And my support divine buff caster is going to be a druid. Actually, now that I'm talking about that, I should set spells. Apparently, Susana has never cast a spell or prepared a spell after being level 1. This is a problem. We should rectify this. We need enlarged persons for people. But shock and grasp! No, we can get that later. Right now, we need enlarged persons. And you only get one of these spells. I'm going to take mirror image. I think that's more likely to keep me alive. They last the same duration. It's fine. A paladin. Well, I really like blessed weapon. It only affects melee weapons, I think. All critical hit threats against evil foes automatically confirm. That's one of the good ones. Okay, so it's any weapon. This is fun. I like this. But pretty generally speaking, we're just going to need normal basic bless. Right now. Lesser restoration, not too worried about that. I don't think we're going to have to worry about ability damage for a bit. Zaga, you are going to unprepare those spells. You cannot convert spells into cures. You can cast cures, but you cannot convert spells to cures. Let's give you 1 Fairy Fire, 2 Magic Fangs, and then 2 cures. We're going to make that work. For your second level spells, I want a lot of Barkskin. Barkskin's really good. Honestly, yeah, we'll go with like 3 Barkskin and a lesser restoration. Your level 3 spells, Cure Motto is level 3 for you. That's a bit of a shame. So we're going to need Delay Poison Communal. And we're going to need Resist Energy Communal. Keep in mind, she is not the primary healer of the party. Right, we don't need these. We don't need these. You know what? We can have some crowd control. I think some crowd control would not be remiss. Okay, so now she's prepared. Let's go over to Cephal. Cephal is a conjurer who cannot cast divination or illusion spells. Well, divination isn't so great in this game, but illusion hurts because you can't cast a lot of some of the best defensive spells. Instead, you summon meat shields, which is fine. Alright, so you do the enlarging. You can enlarge once, that's okay. You really want to summon. You know what? If you're going to summon, why don't you go full tilt on the summon? I'm not very good at summoning. But I can try. I can try. And of course you prepare a fireball. You know what? You can have your fireball. You can have your fireball. And nobody else has spells, right? I mean, I'm not using you. Okay. This is what we'll go with then. We can go with 1 less of these. We can have 1 shock and grasp. Okay. And with that, we have prepared everything. What do you think of the party? I'm trying to use classes that aren't represented in the main game. We still haven't represented Monk, but you know what? We're representing it kind of with the 1 level dip that we have on Susana. I know. If Monk had a archetype that used weapons in this game, I would use it for this. I think it has quarterstaff specialist. Maybe that's not in game. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you all so much for watching. And let's continue next time on Along This Path to watch the adventures of Susana, Cephal, and Maegar Varn. Later, Pathfinders.